lacking wives.
And I mean, I agree. Like, just like we were saying before, you shouldn't be in a relationship with somebody who makes you feel that way about them.
No.
That's totally true. If you're married to them, but the problem is you get these conundrums where, but you're in this horrible relationship, but also you're not supposed to divorce. So either way, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So I mean.
Yeah, and this guy is also somebody who said masturbation is a form of homosexuality if a woman is not present. So he's obviously fucking insane.
He's a fucking liar, is what he is.
Yeah.
Tell me this guy doesn't masturbate.
But wives, submit to your own husbands as the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as also Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, just as the church is subject to Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. And this is the phrase in the Bible he's talking about. Mark Driscoll, check him out in a theater near you. Crazy bastard.
And we're moving on to the meteor. We're moving on to a science story, folks.
Yeah.
We haven't had a good science story in a while.
No, and this one is this is a good one. I got this one from Yahoo News. Rare meteorite grains may be from supernova that sparked the solar system. They're talking about grains of sand that landed on Earth. They think it came from a single supernova that happened billions of years ago. These grains, they could be from the same star explosion that sparked the formation of the entire solar system. That's what scientists believe.
I think the whole idea of supernovas and everything like that they're just totally fascinating.
Yeah.
Because in a way, they say they have these grains here that were from a supernova, but in a way, it's like, wow, it's coming to a blank. But we're all stardust.
Yeah.
Like Carl Sagan. Jesus, I can't believe I fucking forgot Carl Sagan's name. We're all star stuff. All the atoms in us. Gold. All the gold on Earth were formed in supernovas. It's just amazing if you really think about everything that comes from the destruction of just stars.
Yeah.
But it ends up here, and then it's just a cycle. And
it's fascinating. I don't know where I read it or heard it, but basically when you look up at the sky, I mean, I've known this for quite some time, but I've never heard it phrased this way. When you look up to the sky, it's basically like a graveyard for the stars, because the majority of stars in space aren't even there anymore. We're basically looking like back in time.
Yeah, I think the furthest they've been able to even see back is like 13 billion years ago.
That's fucking amazing.
Like, that's as far as they can see, like when they can't see any more light.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing, and every so often they get to see these big flashes of light, and those are supernovas basically, or a star exploding. And I know one that's supposed to, or at least it's an old star and probably gonna die sometime soon. I can't say when, but Betelgeuse. I know it's a really old star, or it's at the stage where it could probably go whenever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just remember hearing that.
It's on its way out. Yeah, but both these meteorites were found in Antarctica and appear to date from before the solar system was born, 4.6 billion years ago. Each of them contains a single grain of silica, which is the main ingredient of sand. The chemical signature of these grains is identical and extremely rare. So rare, in fact, that scientists suspect both grains came from the single supernova. I don't know what's going on with me right now. And this type of supernova occurs when massive stars basically run out of fuel for nuclear fusion and collapse in on themselves. And it creates a giant explosion. Fascinating shit.
If you ever get a chance, check out on Netflix. They have Carl Sagan's The Cosmos. They have a whole series on there, and then Professor Brian Cox. He's an English guy. He does Wonders of the Solar System and Wonders of the Universe. I don't think it's on Netflix, but they show it on their Science Channel a lot. Check that out. And they're actually Neil deGrasse Tyson. They're doing a reboot of The Cosmos, of what Carl Sagan did, and he's a part of that project.
I love me some Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Looking forward to that.
We got some Indiana news. It's not really good news, but it's news from Indiana.
Yeah, it is.
We're from Indiana. Woo! We can't buy beer on Sundays. But this guy, David M. Bissard, he was suspended from the police force, and he was already facing charges from a 2010 alcohol-related crash that killed a motorcyclist. The motorcyclist's name was Eric Wells, but he was arrested again this Saturday on a DUI-related charge. The 39-year-old Bissard was arrested in Lawrence, Indiana, after it's up by Indianapolis. But after police there responded to a report of a truck running into a guardrail in, well, I'm not going to give you the address, or you probably don't know what I'm going to be talking about. But anyway, when the officers started talking to him, they asked Bissard to take a portable breathalyzer test, and it read 0.17 was his blood alcohol level. And in Indiana, that's more than twice the legal limit. It's pretty high.
Yeah, 0.08, I think. Is the limit.
But he was charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated. The crash took place around 2:30 p.m., according to Bill Owensby, the president of the Fraternal Order of Police. Fraternal Order of Police.
Yeah, fucking the FOP.
But Bissard actually, he told the arresting officers that he'd been drinking since noon. First he said that he hadn't been drinking, and then he said that he had been drinking since noon, and he begged the police officers to let him go, and then he promised he would never drink ever again. Obviously they didn't let him go, and I'm glad they didn't, but we have a quote from Bissard, a drunken quote.
I got a quote here.
But he says, "I know you know who I am. I messed up today. If you guys cut me a break, I promise I will never drink again." End quote. Bullshit. But police were called when a homeowner saw him. Well, first somebody called the police to report a drunk driver, and then the people who lived near the crash called the police to report the crash.
What it sounds like to me is his favoritism is out.
Yeah,
He's run out of his favoritism. Like, he shouldn't even had a license this time.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he had this. He's in this trial right now, or a pending trial, or whatever it was, from that 2010 incident where he killed a man, and there was a suspicion of him being drunk. He should have lost his license. He hadn't.
And I want to put this in here real quick. When he actually killed the motorcyclist, he was in his police cruiser when he crashed into him.
So there were rumors of him being drunk. Like, well, he wasn't on duty, was he? He just had his cruiser. Just take home cruiser.
Yeah, take home cruiser.
So, but it's just that favoritism of, and this is the problem with the police. There's too much of this. We're looking out for each other.
Yeah. Instead
of just doing the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, integrity. Like, integrity. Fucking do what you're supposed to be doing when nobody's watching. And I don't believe that. Like, I've seen fucking cops, like, blast through stop signs, like, no fucking problem. Not drive through stops, like, into stop signs, but completely disregard the law. And
like a video.
Yeah. I've seen him, like, he runs over a stop sign. Fuck you, I'm a cop. Keeps driving away. But, I mean, I've seen this just blatant disregard for the fucking law. I mean, this goes back to something that was said by Grisham in that fucking the active duty soldier that was disarmed. You know, he asked the cop, do you care about the law? And a lot of them fucking don't. I mean,
This reminds me of actually a story, I think, out of Pennsylvania, maybe. But there was a cop, and he was undercover. He looked up a woman on some kind of escort site, and he asked his chief or whoever he was in charge of him. He said, "Hey, I want to bust this lady." So this chief gives him the go ahead. They end up getting naked together in the room, and
the chief and the cop.
no,
Oh, okay.
the lady from the escort service and
the hooker.
and then the undercover cop as he's doing a sting.
Yeah.
And I
Stinging
guess she
something.
starts giving him fellatio, I believe. And then his conscience hits him and says, "Hey, I'm gonna bust you now." And then basically, there's probably nothing gonna happen from it because he's one of the guys. He's one of the good old boys. Which to me, I'll be honest with you, I don't think prostitution should even be illegal.
No, it shouldn't.
But this guy's still wasting a lot of our time and tax dollars by
Get a
doing
blowjob.
some ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
And then the only person who does pay for it is this prostitute.
Right. Who's really, I mean, in our eyes, not doing anything wrong.
Because the spokesperson for the police department is even saying that he didn't even do anything wrong. They got these undercover cops. They got to do what they got to do. You know.
Oh, geez,
And then-
that's such a double standard. That's such bullshit. But
yeah, this Bassard guy, this other guy out of who had the issue with the prostitute, they're bad cops. They're bad apples.
and there are good cops.
But when
Some
the
of them
police forces stick up for these guys and they do these little cover-ups,
Makes
or
them all
they
look bad.
they say, "Hey, he's really a good guy." No, that's not the way it should be.
Law.
Because you know what? That guy was black or a Mexican, just some random guy. Like, he would have killed that guy on the motorcycle. Would have been in prison for years.
Yep. Or if he wasn't a cop.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, anyway, the moment's passed.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Another thing that Bassard talked about, he was pleading for leniency by the arresting cops, and he says, this is another quote, I have a wife and kids. If I go to jail today, my life's going to be over. And, end quote. Oh, your life's going to be over if you go to jail. Kind of like that motorcyclist you killed.
Yeah. This guy's just a fucking coward, really.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got family for the most part. Everybody's got responsibilities.
Oh, and then I forgot about this. Bassard said at least twice he was guilty of this drunk driving offense, but he was innocent of the prior one. Talking about the one where he killed Eric Weld. This is a quote. Bassard stated that he was guilty of this one, but not guilty of everything else. End quote. That's something that the police report said.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he should have had his license until the case was settled.
No, I mean, I think the reason he got it back was because he was a police officer.
Yeah, and I don't understand how a case could take so goddamn long.
Yeah.
Like,
because he's a fucking cop. They might be trying to figure out a way to get him as reduced of a sentence as they possibly
eventually
can.
the DA and the prosecutors and the judges, we gotta come to a point where it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, just the sheer.
We're either gonna have a
disregard for
trial,
law.
or you're gonna give us a deal, or whatever. I mean, you can't just drag this shit out.
None of this pussyfooting around. Well, that's a very annoying story we just got to.
Annoying shit, man.
Talk about a segue. We're gonna move into 10 annoying things.
10 annoying things.
I know we need to think of something like some kind of theme song or some crazy shit like that. But since we don't have one, we're just gonna get right into it. You go first.
Sure.
Sweet.
My first one is actually people who are unnecessarily rude to wait staff or drive-through people.
Yes, that's a good one.
Like, I understand if you get a shitty waiter or waitress or a shitty person at the drive-through window or at the register at McDonald's or wherever the fuck you go to get your food. I understand if they're shitty, you can be shitty back.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I still would because
you don't see them
they handle your
making
food.
your food.
But if they fuck up your order or whatever, you know, go in, tell them nicely, and sometimes that's all it needs to be.
Yeah, I mean, especially like I worked at Wendy's. It was my first job, and I mean I appreciate that you have this on the list because that is fucking annoying, especially being on the receiving end of that bullshit. And I was never one to fucking take that shit lying down. Actually, towards the end of my 2.5 year Wendy's career, I was basically doing anything to get fired. But I mean, just like
I worked at McDonald's when I was.
They just come in with this shit attitude and just. I mean, I understand you're having a fucking bad day, but how do you think it's making me feel?
Yeah.
Don't take it out on me. But
I gotta stay here for the rest of the day, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, I did have this. I had this one woman. I was working the first drive-up window, and like where the window was, I could like turn around, take 2 steps, and be right at the grill. And this lady fucking pulls up. Like she takes her order. I took her order and shit over the intercom. And then she pulls up. Well, first over the intercom, she's like, and this lady, for some reason, every time she comes through, she has to complain about her food and like complain about how it was last time, and like, well, last time the meat wasn't done, or last time the chicken was cold. If it's like that, don't fucking come back.
Vote
right?
with your dollars. Don't come back, bitch. What the fuck?
But every fucking time she would come
stupid.
through, she would say that shit, and she's like, well. I hope you have somebody competent on the grill this time because the last time it came through, my burger was underdone. And she said, like, I hope you don't have somebody stupid on the grill or something really insulting. And of course, the grill man wears the headset, and he heard.
Yeah, we used to do that at McDonald's.
So she pulls up to the fucking to the window, and like, she's like, I was serious about the burger thing. I hope it's not some idiot in there like trying to cook food because last time it was underdone. And he's right. He's here. Like, here's the window. He's in here. He can hear everything she's fucking saying. And I'm like, I take her money, I give her a change, and like, I hesitate to give it to her. I'm like, ma'am, you can't see these people handle your food. They can hear everything you're saying. Do you think it's a good idea to speak that way? She's like, her face got fucking white. She's like, can you tell him I said I'm sorry? And I just really hope it's cooked well this time. I apologize.
And that's all bullshit anyways, because I guarantee you probably McDonald's, like, they have settings for what you cook the meat. Like, these restaurants, these fast food restaurants are very...
Guess what the grill guy did? He took the burger, flipped it behind his back, it fell on the floor, and he picked it back up and put it on the bun. I forgot all about that until just now.
But these fast food restaurants, they have this shit down to a science. They take a lot of effort to figure out what's the fastest, what's the safest, and what's the best.
Yeah, actually, the managers have to go through these sanitary, like these safe serve classes. They talk about like cross contamination and how to not do it, like cleaning everything like. To a T, they go through these sanitary classes, and I mean, they know what the fuck they're doing. Like, they're certified on this shit. So I don't know how she got an underdone burger. She just wanted to bitch about something that day.
But, and I'm not saying if you get legitimately ripped off that you shouldn't be pissed off.
Oh yeah. Because
I will say that if I had a friend last summer, he had an issue with a cell phone where they were trying to charge him for a cell phone where it broke. It wasn't his fault or anything. Like, it was just a shit phone or whatever. Yeah. And then he called these people, the help people, whatever, the technical help. And, you know, he wasn't getting anything like what he was supposed to. Like, he was still getting like, hey, you're going to have to pay for this phone. And he's away at military service. And his wife has a phone. And, like, it's kind of a really... big issue for that kind of shit. Like when the guy who makes a lot of money is gone,
yeah,
and his wife really can't do nothing about it, it kind of fucks him over. But one of our buddies there heard him talking this way to the person, and he said, "Look, man, your being way too nice.
Yeah.
You need to, like, yell at them, and you need to, like, ask for their manager and this and that, and an hour later, after we come back from chow, they gave them everything for free.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, I don't know if I would have had the heart to do it, because I can be kind of a pussy on those things, but maybe it was over the phone. Fuck it. But yeah, if they don't deserve it, don't do it.
Yeah.
Hopefully
and a lot of them are fucking kids too, like.
Yeah.
You know, especially like in the middle of summer.
Chef
Boyardee.
TV.
Who?
I don't know. Whoever the guys are on.
Oh, okay.
Bourdain.
Yeah.
He's a chef, right?
Yeah.
Is she expecting Bourdain to be back there?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of these guys are fucking kids, you know, like, a lot of them taking the orders and making the food. I mean, like, they fuck up, especially during the middle of summer. Like, we used to get buses that pull in, fucking, like, field trip buses. Like, your heart starts fucking pumping. I mean, it's, like, summer lunch rush is the fucking
You just grab a bunch of meat, throw it on the fucking grill,
and still get burned. But, I mean, just take it fucking easy on these people, you know? Like, they're making minimum wage for shit's sake. Okay, one of mine. Taking beliefs and superstitions like way too literally and too far. Just completely ridiculous shit. Like, you know, I mean, I'm not talking. Well, I am talking about like going in underneath ladders and shit like that. Like,
there's
stupid.
people
that are fucking terrified of that kind of stuff, and it's just like, God, get over it. But I did. I chose this annoying thing because I found something that is completely disturbing. It's something that happened in Santiago, Chile. And I got this from the Associated Press. Chilean police on Thursday arrested 4 people accused of burning a baby alive in a ritual because the leader of the sect believed that the end of the world was near and that the child was the Antichrist. The 3-day-old baby, I'm going to repeat that, the 3-day-old baby was taken to a hill in a town of Colagüe near the Chilean port of Valparaiso on November 21st and was thrown into a bonfire. The baby's mother, 25-year-old Natalia Guerrera, I don't know, something like that, had allegedly approved the sacrifice and was among those arrested. This is a quote. "This baby was naked. They strapped tape around her mouth to keep her from screaming. Then they placed her on a board. After calling the spirits, they threw her on a bonfire alive."
Fucking Jesus.
End quote. That's fucking horrible.
They should all be locked up. Speedy trial, all guilty verdicts, and never see the light of fucking day again.
Yeah, and of course the leader of this religious sect could not. He remains at large. They can't fucking find him. But another quote from this: "Everyone in this sect was a professional. We have someone who was a veterinarian, and who worked as a flight attendant. We have a filmmaker, a draftsman. Everyone has a university degree." End quote. Everybody in this sect were seemingly upstanding citizens.
And it just goes to show you, just because some people say you're smart,
doesn't mean you're fucking smart.
Look at our fucking Congress.
Yeah.
Okay? Give me a break.
Ridiculous, but I mean, this is taking it too fucking far. I mean, sure, if you wanna avoid cracks in the sidewalk and fucking, like, walk away from black cats, that's fine. You're fucking crazy because all this superstition shit's just a bunch of ape shit. But I said ape shit.
Huh. He was buying ayahuasca too.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
But like this, when it gets to the Antichrist shit, and you're throwing 3-day-year-old babies on a fucking bonfire with their mouths taped shut, so you don't have to live with the screaming of the fucking burning child the rest of your life. That's taking it too fucking far.
I don't advocate for the death penalty at all, actually. I consider myself against the death penalty. But cases like this, they very much make me think possibly this could be a great case for the death penalty.
I'm really not against the death penalty. I mean, I think it's, in my opinion, it's better than just letting them sit and fucking prison for the rest of their lives, eating free meals and shit like that. I mean, I'm not saying prison's a wonderful place, but I mean, either way, like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing these fuckfaces be beaten with AIDS-infested broken beer bottles.
I'll even go as far to say as do the old biblical trick and stone them.
Or fucking eye for an eye, throw them all on a fucking fire alive, and you're not 3 months old, and you know exactly what's going on, you piece of shits.
Pieces of shit.
And let's just say this, Polisa Castillo Gaete, or whatever, the ringleader of this whole crazy group of shitbags, was last seen traveling to Peru to buy ayahuasca, a hallucinogenic brew plant that he used to control the members of the right. Which is stupid, and it's just kind of telling to say that they kind of just threw that in there. That last seen to buying this drug. Or he was just traveling. Like, they don't know if he was really going to buy the drug, but they had to throw the drug in there to demonize it a little more.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, people. Religious people do stupid shit whether they're under the influence of drugs or not.
Yes, they do.
We've done it for thousands of years, and we'll continue to do it until people just wake up and smell the fucking burning babies.
Yeah. Alright, what's your second annoying thing?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Now that you're all pumped up.
Yeah, but this one's a little easier, a little lighter on the serious
Everyone
subject.
of mine is lighter than my first one.
People who walk down the middle of the road, or like jog down the middle of the road when there's perfectly good sidewalks on the sides of the roads.
Oh, it's so annoying.
You know, our tax dollars go to these, or city tax dollars, or county taxes go to these sidewalks that we put in. And you know, I can understand sometimes if it's winter
and
there's snow, but even still then it's kind of like, well, you're going to take your chances on a shitty road where somebody might slide and hit you.